Do not put doctors and medical professionals on a pedestal. Sometimes they can make mistakes. Hello, y'all. I'm Dianna Brianne. I don't give advice, suggestions, information, recommendations. I do share with you my perspective on different topics. First of all, let me say that I have great high regard for doctors and people in the medical profession. I think most are really trying to do their very, very best. Many are overworked, understaffed, exhausted, and truly trying their very, very best. A world without doctors and a world without medical professionals could be an awful, difficult world. And so many doctors, many medical professionals have saved many people's lives and given people new life to their life. And so I want to make sure that I say that first, because I admire doctors. It takes a tremendous amount of time to become one. And I've seen many save many people's lives and change many people's lives for the better. Okay, and so we need doctors. We need competent, wonderful, skilled doctors. And I have met wonderful, amazing doctors. And, you know, my daughter went through a major life-saving surgery. A couple doctors got it wrong in the beginning, but I was very persistent and kept taking her back. And finally, they got it right. And an amazing surgeon saved my daughter's life. This was several years ago. And she had portal vein thrombosis. In the beginning, no doctor caught it. And yet I was persistent because I knew as a mother something was wrong, something was not right. So I kept taking her back and kept taking her back until they figured it out and saved her life. And so, the thing about it is doctors can make mistakes. Sometimes they mean well, most of the time they do. Some doctors border on arrogance, and I don't deal well with arrogance because I realize arrogance is simply someone that doesn't really know what they're talking about or not sure. And so if someone's arrogant with me, it's usually a cover-up, and I try to find someone else, or I try to make sure to navigate through that arrogance and make sure that I'm getting the right information and the right everything. But most doctors are not arrogant, but some are. And I believe that most do try their very, very best. But even at that, sometimes they can get it wrong. Sometimes, you know, they can make mistakes on any level, whether it's prescribing something or whether it's diagnosing something or whether it's a procedure, whatever it happens to be. Doctors are human. Okay, so we got to keep that in mind. They're not superhuman, although we want to put them as way up there like superhuman. And often we were taught that as children, that you listen to everything the doctor says and you never question it. And I have since learned question everything. And a doctor who doesn't like questions is often a doctor that may not know exactly what they're talking about, because a competent doctor will welcome questions. They will welcome honest questions. And when my daughter had her surgery, the surgeon stayed for a long time prior and explained everything in detail. He was amazing, amazing, and he saved her life. Okay, all of the medical professional people that were involved at that point saved her life. And she's doing wonderful today. Okay, that was several years ago that happened. And I've talked about that, I think, in a video called Portal Vein Thrombosis. And it was an unexpected, unforeseen, unknown thing that we were dealing with. And it just suddenly seemed to come about. And so what I'm saying is, but in the beginning, she was misdiagnosed. They were said, oh, it's the flu. Go home, it's the flu. And I said, it's no flu. It's no flu. So these were medical professionals that meant well, but they were well-intended, but, you know, that's what happened. And fortunately, I was the persistent mother that I am. And so she's doing wonderful today. And thanks to this amazing surgeon she had and the amazing professionals that she had surrounding her. So we do need wonderful, competent doctors. And I'm just saying, I question everything. I question doctors. I ask questions. And if they are uncomfortable with my questions, that's my first red flag of saying, well, maybe they don't quite know the answer. And that's why they don't want the question. Anytime a doctor talks down to me, I simply say, are you talking down to me? And that changes them right away. Or they get not nice, and then I find another doctor. And so, you know, I have dealt with mostly amazing medical people. But I have dealt with a few that weren't so amazing. And I tended to find someone else who I knew was right. And so, you know, going through the cancer experience with my husband was really, really, really something. And I see some mistakes that were made along the way, in my opinion, or things that we should have been informed about, that we weren't informed about. And I realize they're very busy. They have a lot of people, a lot of patients. And, you know, you walk in the room. I write down my notes when I go to the doctors, and I keep them there until they've answered it. I'll say, no, I've got another question for you. Please don't leave, you know. And I make sure I write them down so I don't forget, because they only give you like 10 minutes when you go in. So I ask for more time. I say, hey, I need more time. I need more time. I'm sorry. You know, I don't think that this is the right answer, or I do think this is the right answer. I ask my questions. I get informed. And so I don't put doctors up on that pedestal, okay? And they're human like everyone else, and they can make mistakes. So I make sure that I'm getting the right information, the right doctors, and the right everything. So I believe in questioning and getting the right doctors. Because we want the right professionals in any area of our life. And so thank goodness for doctors. Thank God for doctors. We need them, and yet we want the right ones. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.